Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a fourth episode this week of Horizon Zero Dawn. As you can see, our health is much beefier, sort of. I mean,
Guess that's my way across.
it's less health being beefy and more, I have a shield now, so... Oh.
It's, held like this for 19 years, right?
Well,
Don't answer.
But now I have a rechargeable shield that hovers over my health, which is great. Now the question is, I don't know how much actual shield it gives me. It doesn't give me a number.
Glad that's over.
Cool, great. There is an up. Do I want to go up or down? No. Down. 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 There's shit under here. There is.
Maybe further up the shaft.
Nope. I'm gonna hold off on that one. I think we've just established Aloy is 19. Which is fine, but... I was gonna say... Nope. No, we're still gonna just think about what you just said and then think about why I don't want to say the thing that I was thinking.
This must have been where they lived. What's left of it. Once this was all enclosed by rock and metal.
Record. I just woke up. I see the numbers, but can't make out the time. I was dreaming of... I was giving a lecture in Q Hall. Maybe it was something more shamanistic. I don't know. An audience of shadowy faces under a blank open sky. I told them the world ended with a bang. A plague of robots. The last humans. We went out, not with a whimper, but a whisper. You know, in caves, ending like we started, huddled around a flickering glow. The heads of state, the Fortune 5s, the leaders, and lottery winners, and life cults, all of them buried in their little shelters. Some believing they'll live it out some way, somehow, or Elysium, or us here at Gaia Prime, no different. A multitude of tiny societies taking hold. Flaring, dying. Some will be beautiful, some horrific. None of them matter. Short-term civilizations. One last gasp before the long-held breath. Before I wake up, I know the audience is gone. I'm talking to myself, to a quiet planet, a barren sphere. Just Gaia. And her long, long dreaming. I hope she won't be lonely.
Yeah, I want to wait for those things to play through, because if I keep pushing forward, there's a lot of times where it ends up just saying, or things, people start talking over it. And I would prefer to hear out what's being said. I have a feeling this might be something I end up doing later, or coming through again, or something.
evacuation happened so fast. No time to think things through. No time for goodbyes. There were lines in the medical ward. I told Tom Pake I'd be with him when he went under. But there was one last shipment of Paradiseidae zygotes I could get processed if I rushed. I'm still angry at him for forcing me to choose. Angry at myself for... Well, he died alone. And I didn't get the bloody birds of paradise saved either. All the time left in the world now to think. Gaia Prime's locks are sealed. Elysium sealed up, safe and sound. A distance of miles, but it might as well be on the other side of the galaxy. All the betas and gammas and support staff living their lives. If I hadn't been an alpha, if things had gone differently, I could have been there. Instead, I'm spending the rest of my unnatural life in here with people I don't even like. And without the one I would have gladly spent my life with. Given a chance. 2 hours since I signed off on the final executables, and I'm already a bitter old man bitching to his focus. There's a thought for future generations.
I'm kind of very much enjoying the spelunking in places like this. It's really, really cool. Because it's all that discovery. Again, of like, what's going on, what happened here.
Elizabeth's room. I know it. She didn't even get a chance to unpack. These are her journals. Elizabeth's journals. And they're all destroyed?
Scan them. The Focus can rebuild them, but the process is slow. To us, it seems a powerful device, but its engine is tiny and limited.
How slow?
Days, weeks, years. Concern yourself with stopping Hades and extending the future, and you might live long enough to hear them.
I guess I'm heading up.
Elizabeth. What is this?
Want to keep myself from looking directly at that, just so I don't end up having to... Oh. Cool, that really didn't seem to help a whole lot. And then just to go through 2 doors to do that. I mean, it's whatever. I'm not concerned by it. But it was one of those things where I'm like, alright, I mean, did you really need 2 doors? Okay, so my understanding... Uh-oh, I feel like I missed one. Under repair, under repair, under repair. Okay, so all of these haven't come in yet. But it's not like the... I need to look for more. which is kind of what I thought it was. Okay. Oh, go. There we go.
This is Charles Ronson. I'm logging this 6 hours after final deployment of Gaia Prime. This morning, an access port seal malfunctioned. Gaia Prime's port seals were designed to close with a seam of less than 2 millimeters. But this one closed with a 10 millimeter gap. Enough for an energy signature to bleed through. Enough for the swarm to detect this facility. Enough for Gaia to be discovered and destroyed. Enough to end the future we worked so hard to make possible. Unless the hatch servos were manually re-engaged from the outside. I'm now switching to a recording of the event.
Well, I'm not going out there. Not what I signed up for.
Either we send someone out, or all of this was for nothing.
It should be Liz's decision.
So when is she going to get here?
She said 5 minutes. You don't think...
Oh no. Okay, everyone. I've repaired the seal. Gaia?
Seal closure at 1.4 millimeters. Confirmed.
Elizabeth, no. We'll find a way to bring you back in.
It's not gonna happen. The swarm's too close. Really. It's alright. Gaia's complete. She'll take care of things from here on out. That's what she does.
Not like this. There's so much we...
Guys, you know me. I'm no good at endings. At letting things end, so, let's not.
So... happy trails, Liz. And... see you around.
Yeah. Take care of each other, alright?
Liz.
I'm okay with this. I want to go home. Goodbye.
That was the last transmission of Elizabeth Sobek. She gave everything for the hope of life on this planet. And we are all in her debt.
Oh. You were not what you look like. No. I'm gonna do this first.
You'd hate it, Liz, but I wrote you a eulogy. I had to try to express all your children. After all Apollo has taught them, they'll think they know everything. But they have to understand what you did for them. How you loved the whole world so much. With an intensity that was dazzling. Bruising. And in the end, it killed you. Or you died for it. Different perspectives. No one could keep up with you, live up to you. I don't know, maybe if I hadn't taken that postdoc in Joburg. I'm glad you shot down the Lightkeeper protocol in the end. I don't think I could have taken seeing another one of you. I mean, Elizabeth Sobek. There's only one. I miss you.
I mean, there's kind of two right now.
Look, Liz. You're a pretty stand-up gal. I'm sorry you died. If you had a home to go to, I hope you got there first. But this monument Ronson's made to you? Kinda creepy if you ask me. Rest in peace, Liz. God knows you earned it.
Hell, Liz. I know. Liz. That's not the point. You got to play the savior and the martyr all at once this time. Great work.
Cool, okay. It looks like Discord's finally starting to work again. God, that took a while to get it to work. There's a couple things that I was looking to add. Alright. Should be okay. Anyway. Now I gotta go pick this one up.
Hello, Margot. How are you holding up?
Dr. Ronson, I've been getting a lot of messages, unsolicited messages from Ted.
Uh-oh.
Margot, I'm sorry. With Liz gone, we've got no one to run interference with him. I'll talk to Ted. He mostly wants updates, constant updates, hundreds of updates on things he knows nothing about. Liz used to field all of his crap.
He doesn't understand the systems at all. That was kind of by design. But he's getting pretty sketchy with me.
We just have to keep him happy. Liz always said keep him happy.
Are you kidding? You ever hear how she talked to him?
She was managing him, Margot.
I mean, maybe I should ignore him. He's buried in his pyramid with the Hola Hola girls and Panta Antimod cuckoos.
What?
What can he do?
Aloy?
She's gone. Really gone.
You knew she couldn't have survived, Aloy. And her achievements were beyond exceptional.
While her people bickered, she was the one who took responsibility. The only one who could.
She's not actually dead.
That's not what I said.
At least not proven to be.
She was. You shouldn't be afraid to admit it.
Maybe?
Can't you just for one moment stop calculating and let yourself feel? She sacrificed herself for her friends, for the future, for life on Earth. Doesn't that stir anything in you? The generosity of it.
You're trying to invest her decision with something magical. It was a rational choice, not based on sentimentality.
You're wrong. Remember, she knew it wasn't enough for Gaia to think. She taught Gaia to feel. To care, to sacrifice, to believe in life. Enough to fight against hopelessness. If it wasn't for that sentimentality, life would have ended. You and I would never have existed.
Your argument is sound. I'm sorry for your loss.
She said she wanted to go home. Maybe.
What?
Nothing. It's time to go on.
All right.
What are we gonna plug into their heads, Les? A whole lot of history? A whole lot of so-called truth? A whole lot of noise? It's not pablum, Les. It's poison.
Oh, nope. Any more up? Nope, there isn't. Got a couple more levels, it looks like. Okay, so this is the level. Okay.
There's another section at the back of the crater. Looks like it survived the blast.
Because it was armored, you found the control room.
I'm on my way.
Knowing where I'm at, like, it's a little nerve-wracking when all of a sudden I start to feel my controller rumble. Like, oh shit.
I've been taking a hard look at the project. In the end, it's simple. It's clean. It's clear. Erasure. Addition. By. Subtraction. I can make a better list. A single stroke. Make it all go away.
I really don't like the direction this is going.
Continue.
No shit, Silas. Silence. I already forgot your name. Continue. No, yeah, no, what the fuck do you expect me to do? I'm here already.
When I opened the hatch, the air rushed in from this side.
Because there was none inside the chamber.
It was a vacuum.
But the alphas were in there.
I'm locked out of core control. Alpha clearance overridden. What the hell is Omega clearance?
Oh no.
Alpha personnel. Sorry to alarm you, but I need you to listen, okay? To what I'm about to say. This isn't easy. See, please, stop trying to access the said system, okay? See, what this is about is, I said stop trying to access the goddamn system. What I'm trying to say is I can't stop thinking about the ones who come after us. Those innocents. Those blameless men and women. We're gonna give them knowledge? Like it's a gift?
Ted. We've talked about this before. Apollo has 3,000 plus fail-safe conditions.
It's not a gift, it's a disease. They're the cure, and we're gonna give them the disease. Our disease? No, we can't. And it's not too late. If we're willing to sacrifice.
Ted, it doesn't need to be like this.
It already is, Samina. I did it 3 minutes ago. I've purged Apollo. It's gone. All of it. Every copy.
A sacrifice? It's not a sacrifice, it's cultural obliteration, you crazy bastard! Millennia of culture!
I'm sorry. Really, I am. But sometimes, to protect innocence, innocents have to die.
Emergency alert. Venting atmosphere.
Ooh.
He killed them all.
So this is why. This is why we were trapped in benighted ignorance for an innocent future. Blameless men. He never saw the slaughter in the Sun Ring. Everything these people achieved, all the knowledge of the old ones, evaporated, turned to dust, scattered to the void, like the Alphas themselves.
No. Not a void. When the hatch unsealed and scattered their ashes on the wind, it took them out among the world they made. The world we're living in. It's a monument to what they died trying to accomplish.
A monument to oblivion.
Not oblivion, silence. Hope.
Silence.
The Master Override. It's so small.
Now all you have to do is kill Hades with it.
I have a... I have concerns as to Silen's true motive.
Try not to fall to your death. The Master Override doesn't override gravity.
Why not, though? These look flat. These things that I can climb? Not particularly, but I could force myself to it.
You're here.
For a moment.
What?
Our journey together has come to an end, Aloy.
Yep.
But before I go, I think I owe it to you to tell you the rest of the story.
Go on.
Some time ago, I admitted that I'd been involved with the eclipse. But I never told you the full extent of my culpability. The truth is, I was there at the beginning. I found Hades, Aloy, buried on that mountain, trapped in that shattered titan. And I served it.
What?
It promised knowledge and delivered. Such knowledge, you have no idea.
And in exchange?
I helped create the eclipse. Helped it build a cult, an army to do its will.
Why are you telling me this now?
Because you're about to
'Cause
die.
your success depends on knowing this. When I found Hades, the first thing it wanted to know about was the Spire. Not Meridian. The Spire. Now why would that be?
The Spire was created by Gaia.
Which part of Gaia?
Minerva. It's code-breaking module. Gaia built spires to transmit the codes that deactivated the Pharaoh robots, shut down their biomatter conversion systems. Hades wants to send a new transmission. To wake the machines, so they can devour the world all over again.
Yes. Based on what we've learned, that's my conclusion as well.
So the Eclipse, the robots they've resurrected, they're just a means to an end. An army to capture the Spire.
Yes. So Hades can exterminate life all over again. Unless you stop it.
I want you to tell me everything. Hades, the eclipse, everything.
It's a long story, Aloy.
Then get started.
It began with
You owe
a
it to me.
focus, recovered from an ancient ruin, as yours was so many years ago. In my case, the device was heavily damaged. There was just a flicker of life in it. I spent weeks studying it, attempting repairs, until finally, I succeeded. A whole new dimension of perception revealed, right before my eyes. That's when I detected it. A faint signal. Out there, something was searching, just like I was.
A real kindred spirit.
I followed the signal to its source. A shattered titan, buried in the jungles of the Jewel.
So you thought it was a titan? An old war machine?
I didn't know what to think. I'd seen such wreckage before. The Grave Horde, for example. But this was different. This was not quite dead. It couldn't speak when I found it, until my repairs gave it a voice. So began an exchange of knowledge. It wanted to know everything about our world, its tribes and machines. But the Spire was always its foremost concern.
What did it want to know about the Spire?
Its precise location, the surrounding geography, who controlled the land. Meanwhile, Hades revealed to me many of the intricacies of ancient technology. It bid me to recover and repair more focuses. Before long, I had a couple dozen up and running.
Enough to equip a small army.
The commanders of one, anyway. I didn't care. I was learning so much. Physics, calculus. You have no idea.
And the Shadow Carja? How did they become involved?
The Carja Civil War was a happy coincidence. A perfect opportunity.
An opportunity? That's what it was to you?
Yes. Overnight, half the tribe was in exile, desperate to win back Holy Meridian. Their religion made them easy to manipulate. All I had to do was present Hades as the buried shadow of their mythology. So yes, it was an opportunity. I arranged for High Priest Bahavas to meet with Hades. Helis was there as well. And so the eclipse was born. Anything to win back Holy Meridian.
But Hades didn't care about Meridian. And neither did you.
We live in a world of fallen cities and vanished tribes. What were a few more? Besides, I was too busy setting up the cult's focus network to Hades' specifications. A thrilling technical challenge, especially with the alterations I included of my own design.
The ability for you to spy on them.
Yes. I may have been foolish enough to serve Hades, but I was never so foolish that I trusted it. I installed what the ancients used to call a back door in the network. Secret access, empowering me to monitor all activity and communications.
What made you turn on Hades? It certainly wasn't your conscience.
Actually, I was troubled the first time I saw the Eclipse raise an ancient war robot. With my technology. I questioned Hades about its intentions.
A little late.
Indeed. I'd already outlived my usefulness. When I completed work on the Focus Network, Hades summoned me to receive my reward. The next moment, I heard it broadcast my kill order. I've been a fugitive ever since.
So when did I come into this? Our path together?
When Olin stumbled on you. System threat detected. That got my attention. A kill order against a savage Nora girl? Why would Hades bother with that? But then I saw that this Nora girl was wearing a focus, and bore an uncanny resemblance to a great scientist of the old world. Helis moved quickly. I thought you were dead. But then I detected your focus inside the Nora mountain, The more I observed you, the more convinced I became of your extraordinary nature and usefulness. Through you, I could finally discover the secrets of the Earth. I vowed to do everything I could to ensure your success. The rest, as they used to say, is history.
The things you've done in the pursuit of knowledge, Silence. Pure recklessness.
Aloy, this wasn't a confession to elicit your judgment.
Unbelievable.
I've done all I can. From here on out, the rest is up to you. Take my lance. Fit the master override to it, and you have a means of injection.
Then I just need to get close enough to Hades' skull to stab it in?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, no problem. Silence! Where will you go?
Elsewhere. And everywhere. There's so much more to discover before the world ends.
And all this?
I leave it to you, of course. As it turned out, it was yours all along. I was merely trespassing.
Oh boy. Alright, we got stuff in here.
I traveled far to find you. I heard your transmission. It was you, wasn't it?
Entity is not known.
I'm called Silence, and you are. I don't think you'd have called out if it wasn't something you wanted. You called, I responded. Will you tell me your name?
Hades.
You are a creation of the ancients. A war machine?
Define timeline.
Time? Ah. It is the 13th king of the Carja Sanctum's reign.
Define Carja.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. Were you created by the ancients? I wonder how long you waited here, buried, until I chanced upon you. How long you'd have to wait for another. You're obviously very powerful, but you're not going to get anywhere without me.
Titan flame merely houses intellect. Define Carja.
Now that's more like it.
Well,
They're coming.
Preparations are complete.
Ah, Lucent Bahamas. Behold, as I promised you.
What manner of great machine is this? I've never seen such a thing. Stay! Stay your ground, Carja in Shadow!
Incorrect. Bow before the buried shadow.
The buried shadow, I don't understand.
Did Ahriman understand the glint hawk that perched upon the alight?
It speaks scripture.
Ahriman followed the shadow cast from the Spire.
To the mesa where Holy Meridian was founded.
You will follow the shadow once more.
I am a righteous man, chosen of the sun. But in times of need, the powers of Shadow can accomplish what the sun alone cannot. Will you return to us what is ours, O Shadow of Prophecy?
An army is required. Obey, and Meridian is yours.
Of our obedience you can be certain.
Task is complete.
Yes. The focus network is active, built to your specifications. Check it yourself if you must. I'll wait. But I'm remind you of the reward you've been withholding. Quantum processing.
Data has been compiled. Volume too great for transfer.
How inconvenient for me.
Come before me. You shall receive your reward.
Very well.
HADES. Threat detected inside Eclipse.
Speak its name, O Shadow, and it will die.
You will eliminate this one. Silence.
Silence. Yes. A truth whispered at night is seen in the day. He was never one of us. It will be done.
Oh wow, okay, now it's visibly noticeable that I've got armor on. Alright, what do you have? Oh. Oh. That would do it. I now have a much more powerful spear. I think I just said sphere. No, that's fine. Yeah, we're good.
I have to tell Avad that the Eclipse are ready to strike. After what happened with Derval, I know he'll defend the city. But the Spire...
No. No. There's a lot going on. I like how I dropped some frames. This would have been like 2 episodes ago. I don't know where they actually ended up dropping, but just looking at the stats, see 265 dropped frames, but it's 0% because we've been going for 5 hours now. Yeah, I was wondering, I'm like, I think it was a green spear for a while. And I was like, okay. Like, of all the weapons, why is this green still? And then went up to the Frozen Wilds, got an upgrade there, which gave me a blue. I think that's how the order of events went. At the very least, it got me a mod slot. And then now we're at purple with 2 mod slots. Yeah, okay. No, it's... Oh! Okay. Like, just looking at this, you can see, like, down her legs, the couple glowing spots. I'm guessing that's what's omitting the... what's it called? The shield. Move, move. Well, like I said before, not really that quiet. Hey.
Aloy. What brings you to Meridian?
A threat. Helis commands a legion of fanatics called the Eclipse. They will attack soon from the west, with an army of ancient war machines. But that's not the worst of it. They'll bring a mind with them, god, demon, machine, whatever you want to call it. It's called Hades. And it doesn't want Meridian at all. It wants the Spire. And if it gets there, it will send out a call, waking more ancient machines, more than we could ever defeat. All will be lost. We can't let that happen.
I'm trying to understand, but my responsibility lies with Meridian.
Meridian isn't the target, Avad. You have to defend the Spire.
Perhaps the Vanguard, Your Radiance.
Yes. Send them to the Spire. Aaron knows Aloy. He won't question it.
And have the city guard fortify the western ridge. There they can be seen to protect Meridian and the Elite, where the Spire rests.
Aloy, allow me to apologize for my behavior before. After everything that happened with Ursa, I was confused. If we're to fight together on the brink of life and death, I'd prefer to do so with your forgiveness.
Oh, you're good.
Then you have it. As long as you don't confuse me with her again.
Yeah, that...
Even a king can learn his lesson. Good then. I'm glad that's behind us. Now, it will take time to prepare our defenses. Please, tell me what you know of our enemies. Everything.
I don't know about everything, but I'll tell you what I can.
Have you spoken to Blameless Murad?
Not yet, but I will.
He wishes to speak to you. Defensive preparations are his responsibility.
Okay.
Quietly does it. Panic in the city will only create another enemy. And do keep me appraised of each new arrival.
Hey.
Ah, Aloy. Preparations are underway on the ridge defenses and at the Spire. Word was sent to every corner of the Sundom. Our allies offered their steel. Some came for Meridian, others for shards. But many came for you, by name.
Oh shit?
For me.
Don't be so humble.
The ridge will be the front line. That's where the city guard are holding?
Yes, bolstered by some of the irregulars I spoke of before. The Oseram cannons that thundered Meridian's walls in the Liberation will now defend us. You're welcome to tour the defenses.
And the Spire. Erend and the Vanguard are there?
Indeed. Clashing breastplates together and testing out their battle cries, I suppose. A number of the Nora have also arrived at the Spire. They have resisted the offer of a royal audience. Perhaps you could parley with them.
Parley?
I suppose all we can do is wait for the attack.
Exactly. It's not a feeling I cherish, but our spotters at Evening Sign report there's still no movement in the west. So, if there's more you need to do elsewhere, seize this time to do it. Otherwise, I've made the apartment of Olin Delverson available to you. You can sleep there, if sleep comes.
Okay. Rest before the final battle. We're fucking here. Under repair. Okay. None of that seemed to be completely necessary. Wow. Fuck. Fuck. That's insane to me. Granted, all of these, I guess, are through quests, but wow. Okay. Review, and then sleep, so... I may as well go to 2, it looks like.
Protect your city from the army outside its gate.
I've heard an army march.
Everyone needs a splash of color in their lives. Come, let's talk it over.
Okay, we need to go this way. Yeah, there's the Spire.
Here's to Avad, huh? You may trust it.
Yoink. And now we wait. I'm so impatient. Shit's happening. Hurry up. There's electrical to that. Yoink.
Offer an influence at the palace. What's he thinking letting Durval live?
Yeah, when it comes to, like, optional stuff, like, yeah, why not? I'll take a look at some of the optional things. Especially if they're not insane in terms of, like, having to go way out of the way.
I told you I'd be here.
You did, Teb. But have your wounds even had time to heal?
Honestly, if I fought, I'd probably come undone. But don't worry. I'll leave that to the other Nor at the Spire. I brought supplies instead. These Carja have made me an honorary quartermaster, whatever that means.
It sounds impressive.
I could get used to it. We'll be setting up caches of arms and medicine under these banners. Look for them when the fighting starts.
Alright.
Aloy, when you went into the mountain...
No.
Did the goddess tell you our chances?
She didn't need to. I know we can do this, Teb.
Maybe we can.
Excuse me, I actually wanted to take the shit next to you.
It really couldn't be more different to the sacred land, could it?
Arrested too for disorderly conduct last night. You don't want to know what they were doing.
What do you have here?
So you must be Aloy then. I thought there'd be more of you.
More of me.
Thicker, I suppose. More of a gear wheel, less of a ringlet. Don't get me wrong, you're very well struck.
Do all Oseram flirt at the most inopportune times?
Inopportune? Battle hasn't even started yet. Petra Forge woman. I hail from the Free Heap.
That's a fucking
I'll be
last
heading
name.
back in the next dust storm. Murad asked me to check over the city arsenal first. Cannons have aged well, but I've cleared their throats so they can really roar.
Can I try one?
Everybody wants a turn.
Can I?
Have at it then.
Oh. Oh, I have to do it from here. Okay. Hold L2 to load ammo from a nearby pile.
It hits nice and wide. No need to aim it like a bow.
God. I was trying to see if I could hit any of them. That was awesome. To the Spire. Move. Yeah, it's up there, I get it. Question is, how do I get up there? Take a left. Oh, alright, staircase. Hi, bye. Who are you?
You're the hunter from the Banuk Grove.
I remember you also, Nora. The machines shook free of their slumber after you arrived. Raged and fought.
Well, that wasn't my fault.
No, I'm thanking you. That night, I decided I would not go back to Banur. I would take my hunt into these lands.
I must have had something
machines,
spicy on my
demons,
hand because
spidery, skittering.
I just
without
itched
the
my
blue
eye
light in
and
them.
now it
Dead
hurts.
things that must be killed again.
Our enemies dug up an army of them.
An army. Yes, that's why I came. Good. I'll wait.
It's very Mass Effect where you help out a bunch of different, in this case, like clans or groups as opposed to entire species or races. And at the end, they all come and want to help you in your mission. Very Mass Effect in that. There's a lot of comparisons that I've made to Mass Effect in this game.
Talana, why are you here?
I'm your hawk. Where else would I be?
Defending Meridian with Avad?
I leave that to the rest of the lodge. I will not stand aside while one of mine fights alone. Not again.
Are you sure you...
You're risking your life for all of us. You can't ask me to stand by and watch. Not when I have the power to change it.
Then I won't ask you.
It's settled. I will fight by your side. My only request...
Name it.
Don't die.
Leave the biggest machine for me.
No promises.
I don't think I've ever been up here. I assume this is talk to different people.
So who are these guys? They call themselves the Eclipse.
What does that even mean?
It's when the moon gets in... Aloy. So here we are again, gearing up for a fight. Only this time it sounds like the bad guys have a lot more firepower. What are we up against, really?
I'm not sure. But there's gonna be a lot of them, and they'll have machines. And if they get past us, it's not just Meridian that will fall. The rest of the world will go with it.
That's big.
Yeah, a little heavy.
It sounds like our kind of fight. Right, guys? Well, where do they put the Vanguard?
At the front of the line!
Okay.
And why?
Steel before iron!
And what are we gonna do?
Hit them like a hammer till they can't hit back!
Damn right!
I think I
Hear
love
that?
him.
Nobody's getting past the Vanguard. We're here for Meridian. And we're here for you.
Thank you, Erend. Ursa would be proud.
Well, only if we win.
Hit him with a hammer till they can't fight back. All right.
Greetings, Aloy. Don't. You don't need to bow. The Anointed doesn't like it.
God damn it! Don't call me
She
the
doesn't
Anointed.
much like being called anointed either. It means a lot to have you here, Varl.
I gave my word.
So, Meridian, what do you think?
I've seen many new things since I first met you. I should thank you.
Varl, what's wrong?
You really want to know? All right. I'm in a foreign land, a tainted land, defending a faithless city that looks like nothing I've seen. From something I can't imagine.
Yep.
And you, after all that's happened, all you've done, I feel like I should drop to my knees and worship you, but I know you don't want that.
Boy, things are pretty tough for you, huh? Thanks for telling the other Nora not to bow. It's the last thing I need.
Don't be too hard on them. They only joined this fight because the Anointed bid it so.
Is that why you came?
No. I would have come just to see you one more time. And we must fight a metal devil, because the goddess says. Or because you say.
I think the goddess and I are in agreement. We're both
We're the
gonna do
same
it.
thing.
So am I.
Sort of. More like a clone. But close
It
enough.
rises taller than the highest tree.
War Chief Sona. War Chief, you seem uncomfortable.
The Nora do not belong here. I do not belong here. I will fight the metal devil that threatens us all, but my place is in the sacred land. The wrongness here jags at me like an arrowhead.
I'm sorry to put you through this.
Do not be sorry. This will be ended. My spear, my word.
Who do I have to talk to? Is that everything? That is everything. I guess we'll warp back here just so we can... Hopefully the load time's quicker than running. I'm pretty sure it will be.
Not another siege, please, not again.
Gather bows and spears. Don't let them take the city without a fight.
I think I'll hit you up and see if there's shit that I need to sell. Looks like there is. I don't think there's anything really more. I'm just gonna start dropping a bunch of these. Yeah, a lot of these end up just kind of being all in the same, so. Okay. But now with that said... No, I lied. I'm gonna pick up one of them. Get myself 1,000. Yeah. Alright.
Boland's apartment feels empty. Should I sleep? Did I leave anything unfinished?
Alright. Yeah, like, whenever I get that sort of dialogue where it's like, do I have everything? Is there stuff that I need to finish up? Where if I look at this, yes, but it's all the DLC. And then the hunting ground stuff. However, I don't know where the Epsilon place is. Unless it's like something that is after everything is done. Because that's there. And it's not, I mean, unless, maybe it's here? Because like I haven't seen a cauldron that is not available. It's something I could probably look up, but... Ooh, that's the point of no return thing. Alright, hold on. Horizon Zero done. Epsilon. Looks like it's a Frozen Wild thing. Yep, and it's that area that I haven't been into yet. So, let's go.
How could you sleep, Elizabeth, with a weight like this pressing on you? How did you rust after you lost your family? Silence? Are you there? Guess I shouldn't ask ghosts for advice.
Ma'am, there are signs from the west. Sun King Avad awaits you at the Temple of the Sun.
We're gonna go long in this episode. I'm gonna guess after this is probably gonna be the last mission, so.
Campfires, perhaps? Massing forces for the long march to the city gates?
That's not wood smoke.
Then what is it?
The end. Or how it begins, anyway.
Deathbringers you spoke of?
To the guns! To the guns! Now!
By the sun, do as she says!
Set loaded! All of you, be ready to fire!
Will the guns hold them back?
We're about to find out.
Oh. Hi.
Helis!
No! Rally the vanguard. Send reinforcements.
Aloy, no!
We need those guns!
He will cut you down!
Not this time!
He can try.
You have vexed me long enough.
Should have fought me in a sundering
Why do you fight?
Wow. Fucker can take some bullets. Bye.
Accept it. Accept it.
Only endless night awaits you.
Meridian must run red to be cleansed.
Did that fucker just block my arrow?
He's too dangerous and close. If the Deathbringers keep firing, this bridge will go.
Ow.
He's quick.
Ouchies. Ouchies. I can see why the shield is nice to have.
Bridge can't take much more of this. Keep him away. It's giving way!
What are you before the terror of the sun?
The one who will take you down!
I am chosen. You came from nothing.
So say, yeah.
I'm chosen. This was not meant to be.
None of this was meant to be, Helis. You made it happen. Followed your orders, butchered so many, and for what? To die on your knees, used like a pawn by a power you don't even understand?
You pity me?
No.
Turn your face to the sun.
Oh. Oh, that was brutal. Oh. That was like right here. Or the throat. I guess I couldn't tell where. Hey, what do you got? You got some good shit. Got that good. However, it's not gonna fucking matter because the shit that I have doesn't take mods. Alright. Let's get some of that healing going. Oh. Oh, I'm losing some textures, weirdly enough. Alright, so that's gone. So I need to go down there, okay. Oh. What's up here? Oh, it's just another...
Can't spare the weight.
Hup. Breach und clear.
Be prepared.
Oh, that didn't...
For Meridian! Hold the line!
Where do you need me?
Here it comes. Better move.
They're coming from the south!
Down you go. Gotta get to another platform.
Why? Fucking drop it.
Look to the west!
Wow.
Don't wanna be here when that hits. Felt that.
Alone, the attack! Lower your arms! But be wary!
Chance to catch breath and prepare.
Oh, this is all medicine.
Raise arms again! West!
Ow!
Clear, Nora! Incoming!
Incoming. Gotta drop it and move.
Reach level 50. Ow. I can't even... Oh, that's a Stormbird. Whew.
Aloy. Aloy.
I'm good. Good.
Aloy.
I'm good, just a little sleepy.
My own mother, you survived. I thought you were killed.
The others, are they...
No. Wounded, but alive, mostly. The machines blasted through, then kept going. They marched on the Spire, dragging that thing with them.
Take care of the others, Teb. I've gotta go.
Wow. All right.
One less enemy at this time.
All right. Leap. I want to get my full heal on. Bitch.
Nobody turns away from a challenge.
Rest now, Ice Hunter.
Man, that was... Ooh, boy. Yeah, we're in, like, war zone right now. Which... is... wow. Fuck. It's interesting to see this change in atmosphere.
It's begun. Hades is transmitting.
Okay, now time to GTFO there, dog. Alright.
If Hades has started the signal, it must have gotten through the defenses. Lenora. Aaron's vanguard. I have to get up there. pushing. Keep pushing. Knew this wouldn't be easy.
Yep.
So no holding back.
Ooh, there we go. Textures are coming.
They're alive.
Aloy! It's Aloy! Well, you can see that.
Yes.
We thought you'd fallen at the ridge.
No, the ridge fell on me. Look, there isn't a lot of time left. I have to face Hades.
Not alone.
It's my fight. I can't ask you to come with me.
We were about to go over the top anyway, right? Right.
Hawk and Thrush, let's go.
I should stock up. Last chance.
It's full heal, okay. Alright.
Has been anticipated. Entity will not halt transmission. To contrary, calculations are precise. Presence of entity has been accounted for.
Oh, hi.
Deathbringer, right there! You're not walking away from this!
Oh, that's gone now. Excuse me.
More of them on the way.
Don't let them overrun us!
to beat him. I was unaware of there being a time limit. Or at least there was an implied time limit, but...
Knock him back!
Take them out first!
We've got time.
I have to pay attention enough. Make sure that my shield's, like, okay.
Last one down, for now. We still stand, and they do not.
Time enough to beat the machines back. Clear.
Finish it, Aloy! Finish it now!
Hold on! I want it. Ooh. Excuse me.
System threat imminent.
I'm more than a threat.
Hey.
Master Override armed. To activate, state name and rank.
Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master Override activated. Purging Extinction Protocol.
Big ol' denied. Alright, Your Grace, sure, I'll hug you.
Okay, Gaia. Sorry about that. Where was I?
You were telling a story.
Right. Yeah, so, like I was saying, it was a children's electronics kit, but I hacked the wiring to an auto battery and solar PV. So the grass caught fire. And, so did a tall pine that had stood there, I don't know, maybe 100 years.
Query. You were how old?
6. My mother was home, thank God, so she called the fire department, and after, she took me out to the lawn and showed me the dead baby birds, because there were nests in the pine tree.
Query. What did you feel?
I'm not sure. I remember yelling that I didn't care, and that's when my mother took my face in her hands and spoke.
Query. What did she say?
She said I had to care. She said, Elizabeth, being smart will count for nothing if you don't make the world better. You have to use your smarts to count for something. To serve life, not death.
You often tell stories of your mother, but you are childless.
I never had time. Guess it was for the best.
If you had had a child, Elizabeth, what would you have wished for him or her?
I guess I would have wanted her to be curious. And willful, unstoppable, even. But with enough compassion to heal the world. Just a little bit. Anyway, that's all I've got for now, Gaia. Time to tuck in.
I wish you a pleasant sleep, Elizabeth.
Thank you. I'll catch you tomorrow.
That was sad. And that's the game. I'll probably come back maybe next week and do some of the DLC. Because I have it. But yeah. That's Horizon Zero Dawn. And I gotta say, like, I've heard a lot of very good things about this, and I'm not trying to at all say that this was a bad game. It was very good. But it was one of those things where I think people have talked it up so much that all of a sudden when I get into it, I'm just kind of like, it's not what they talked it up to be. But like I said, it is very, very good. The story was good, the animations were good, the gameplay was good. But when people were saying that it was like, it was their top game for the year or things like that, like, I don't know, I don't get that. And I mean, granted, there's still a bunch of stuff that I didn't read in terms of like all the data pads and whatnot, but it was good. It was, like I said, as I was playing the game, like, I wanted to know more about what was going on. So that's why when you go into Gaia and it's just all of this dialogue, all of these things saying like what happened, you're piecing stuff together, and then all of a sudden it gets all spelled out for you at the end. It's interesting, but but yeah, like, Aloy is a really cool character. I really liked playing as Aloy. Rost was interesting for the little bit that you get to stay around him, but then obviously things happen and Rost is no longer around. Seeing two very different environments. You have not inside a cauldron, or like basically what we're flying through right now as part of the credits. You have this, and then you also have the outside of this, which is like fighting with bows and arrows and using the machines for armor and things like that. Very early technology. However, because I played it in this order, I can't help but draw similarities between this and Mass Effect Andromeda. Like, these cauldrons are just like the Revenant vaults. And all of a sudden, like, I can only make that comparison because of how similar they are in that aspect. Obviously, they're not outside, but when you run into this, all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's new shit here that looks just like Revenant technology. So, I definitely think people should play the game. It took me a while, probably a good maybe 2 or 3 streams, to get used to playing with this again. after playing 4 Mass Effect games on PC. So I got real good at, or I got way used to using keyboard and mouse. So then to have to play on a console again and having everything be slower, or it feels slower, because it's not as much of a one-to-one, like flicking around on the mouse. But it is definitely fun. I do think that what I'll do is in the next stream, we'll not do this whole thing again. The thoughts will be based on the main game. And I mean, I did do some stuff in the Frozen Wilds, but that was more to get the upgrades. But I'll probably end up going back there, because now it's like partially done. And I think it would be useful and actually nice to consider that part of the game also completed. Otherwise, to me, in the back of my mind, it feels incomplete. But it is one of those things that you worry about, and when you start talking about AI, is at what point does the AI see humanity as a hindrance, not necessarily to its growth, but to its core, what is the word I'm looking for? Its core purposes. Because if you give an AI like this a purpose of keeping the planet alive, let's say, and when it all of a sudden deems humanity as a detriment to it, all of a sudden now humanity is under attack by the AI. That's kind of what I see happening here. Is you had all of these AI, the machines being used for military purposes, and then they were able to use as a last resort, able to use biofuel. But if the AI all of a sudden realized that the biofuel is more efficient, it could override that, possibly. And then it comes down to this, and then now you have to create a whole other AI thing, AI network, in order to try and counteract it. And then now we get to this. I mean, it was nice that they showed Aloy coming across Elizabeth, because that's that little bit of closure that she's never had. And now that she knows now that how important she is to everything. And then you see everything that now Aloy's able to do because of her genetics, I guess, and how she's essentially a clone of Elizabeth. Makes her a real big deal. But yeah, I think this is a really cool credit scroll. Hideo Kojima as a special thanks. All right. Secret Agent Mark Cerny? Kearney? Amazing cosplayers and fan artists. Cosplayers are dedicated to what they do, and that's really cool. Like, I know I've seen at least fan art of games that I've helped work on, and when you see the fan art, you're just like, that's so cool. But I love it too when games do that. The thank you for playing. It's a good game. Like, I don't want to make it sound like I didn't like it. It was a very good game. And I do think people should play it. Be mindful of the... Yeah, see, I'll skip through this next time, because I haven't actually beaten Frozen Wilds yet. I think people need to be able to play it in order to appreciate it, but be mindful that a lot of people who talk about this think of it as a very huge deal, and consider it, and it's all opinion. It's very much all opinion, and they are very much entitled to that. But be careful what happened with me, and try to go in as blind as you can. Assumingly, you're probably watching this after watching the entire stream of it anyway. But if you're watching it on the other channel, here's some information. Be careful. I think if you get told so much that a game is really fucking good, it could have a negative effect if it doesn't reach that thought in your mind as to this is what it's going to be. So I think at this point right now I'm trying to see if I recognize any other names. I know I saw Ashley Birch earlier, and we talked about that in a previous stream, and it never dawned on me. Like, I never I didn't even really try to figure it out, and then when somebody said Ashley Birch, I was like, now I can't unhear it. So I think the game also is a very good one and done. I don't know if I can see there being a Horizon Zero Dawn 2. And I don't know if I want there to be a Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Mainly because guess what? You have this entire story of, like, machines coming in and blah blah blah, and we just kind of took care of that. So what do you do after that? I don't know. I think it would be nice to have another game with Aloy as a character, because I like Aloy a lot. Her design's awesome. Her personality's great. I think, because it's not robotic or anything like that, her personality is very pragmatic, I want to say, or analytic. Like, it's very much like, I have to do this, blah 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 blah, like that type of thing. And not oh, there's Liam. And not this over the top. I'm not just saying her, because there are a lot of characters that are over the top in other games that you play as. But she's very down to earth. Pragmatic's the word that I keep coming to. Logical. Curious is another good one. And she's definitely worth being a main character of a game. And like I said, I would love to see her in other games. But I don't know if I want to see a Horizon Zero Dawn 2. It's just that thing of like it works as its own thing. And what would you do as a new one? Because I mean, you could theoretically, I'm betting if I go back into the game right now with all the DLC, all the enemies are still going to be there. It's going to be as if nothing happened, because why would it? But there are some new things happening in the Frozen Wilds DLC. You've got a couple or some new enemies. You've got the towers. You've got all of that, and that could be enough. But then the other thing too, and who knows, there could be something after the credits too. But why would Aloy leave now? Like, it's not necessarily that she's been brought back into the fold with all of the Nora, but I could very well see her coming back as part of it. So I don't know. I really don't know. It's good shit, but I kind of want it to be encapsulated in as is. But who knows? They might, if they do a Horizon Zero Dawn 2, it could also be very good and just not anything that I can conceptually think of right now. Yeah, I don't know why I always let this play, and I think I've gotten my point across as to what I think of it. I like the leveling. The difficulty curve is actually interesting because every time you go into a new area, it seems very difficult. Like, especially when the first time you come across, not the Stalker, it's right when you leave Nora territory. You look at that and you're like, shit, fuck, like it's hard. And then now, at the end of it, I can almost go one-on-one with it, melee, because I've been able to I've upgraded enough of my weapons. I put power into, or put some of the skills into correct places where I'm now able to knock them down, knock some of the big machines down, so I can then kill it with a critical hit, or at least do a lot of damage. It legitimately took me until that last fight to figure out the fire mechanic. I knew that icon was always there, and I knew it eventually, like as it was on fire, I could see the white circle around it. I never knew what caught it on fire. And it wasn't until that last fight that I noticed that there was a gauge that was filling with each hit. And then once it filled up, then it was caught on fire. I was like, well, that would have been good to know. But I think I was always trying to shoot for weak points. And that may have been the wrong choice in some of those instances. I kind of wish there was more weaponry or weapon possibilities or armor possibilities. It felt like that was one thing that I always felt like it was kind of lacking in. But in the end too, is like it's all base armor or all base weapons, and then you can kind of make your own with all the modifications that you can get. But at most you can get 3 modifications on it, and sometimes it may not be what exactly you want. But I guess the other thing too is maybe if you like to, because this is, I think, the thing that's, it bothers me. It's not a deal. It's just something that I felt like I wanted and I didn't get. Was I wanted that Carja, like bird looking one. I wanted that again. But I wanted that to be an updated version. But it seems like all the updated versions didn't give you that. And I was like, that's disappointing, because I would love to get a purple version of that. But of course you don't. But yeah, like I said, it's one of those weird things right now where I'm like, this is a long credit scroll, and I want it to play. I never, in all of these streams, every time I beat a game, I let it scroll. For the very simple purpose of, I want them to have the credit. Plus, usually it gives me enough time to get my thoughts together. This time around, and I think it's the first time, that the credits scroll is longer than me getting my thoughts out. I have been cut off a couple times by the credits ending, and I wasn't able to get all my thoughts, but this one, I feel like I've said what I've needed to say. But what's funny is playing it is kind of gotten me into wanting to play the new God of War. It's not necessarily, they're not at all similar in gameplay, but they are similar in environment and graphics, I believe. And I mean, I have just a regular PS4. I don't have a PS4 Pro, and I'm also playing this on one of my monitors, which is not a 4K monitor. So I'm playing this as 1080. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. They still look really good. The graphics on my screen is really good. They're 144 hertz monitors. But they're obviously it would be better at 4K. Oh, cool. We're in Sony Europe. That is one of the problems right now with first party games, is how many studios jeez. But yeah, I'm sorry. I just switched over to the OBS, and it's like, this is now over 2 hours long. But I think I was like getting close to wrapping it up at like an hour 45. Not quarter to, that's a weird way of putting time. But yeah, like, it has to go through a list of everyone in every studio, and but then again, here's the other thing. on some of the games that I've played, some of the more indie style, I can't even say it as an indie game, but the indie style, those credits are usually pretty short, because it's like, hey, we have like 100 people who worked on it, whereas this is like, we had like 10 studios. So then the ones where you have like 100 people, we would have gone through the credits now like twice. But when you start working on games like this and how big of a game and how good the game looks and PS4 and blah 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 blah, it has to touch a lot of hands, and I get it. And I want to hit skip. Because, again, I feel like I'm just trying to fill the void of having to talk. And now we're in 8. Yeah, so what I was trying to figure out, I'm gonna do this now. I said I wasn't gonna do it because it ends up being not great for the review portion of it when I just cut this part out. I'm not going to be done with this game yet. Next week, I'm not finishing the stream. After the credits are done, I'm finishing the stream for this week. But next week, I do think I will continue streaming this, but I will be focusing in on the Frozen Wilds. Will I do all the collectibles and shit there? I don't think so. I don't see a point to it. However, I might just kind of blow through all of the missions and see where that takes us. Because it's new DLC, it's story that I want to experience. It is, but I don't, like, I'm level 50 now, if not more, after finishing this last little bit. And just based on the skills, I think I have like 4 more skills to go before I'm just out of them. So it's, to me, it's not worth necessarily pushing harder and harder into getting all of like 100% done. I don't want 100% the game. That seems to be like a lot more than I want to do. But in the end, I am super happy that I did go and do the Ancient Armor mission, even though that was like the first or second stream where you come across that and you're like, wow, this shit looks really good, and then you can't end up getting all of, or the last bit of it until you actually come across GAIA. And when you finally do that, that's the last, that's the earliest you can get everything. So going to get that and then now having a shield over it, which the shield's okay. It's nice to have it be something that builds up again. But it would be nice if it could be upgraded, or yeah, upgraded in a way. Whether it be something that you put a mod in and there's completely separate mods, not things like piercing or the slash. You can't tell, I'm used to playing D&D stuff, but like all the different types of damage, but have it be more like shield upgrades in a way. So you have a special armor weave that only that can take, and that way it's either things like shield upgrades in terms of how many, or the shield points, not HP, but shield points, or the cooldown to regenerate it, the quickness that it regenerates, stuff like that. Kind of like what you see in Borderlands. But like that would be something that would be nice. Again, it's not a necessary thing because it is still an upgrade from everything. You just don't you don't have resistances to any of the damage, it just goes to a shield. But with that said too, when I was fighting that, was it Deathwalker, Deathstalker, the big fucker at the end, if you dodge well enough or often enough, it seems like you don't take a ton of hits. Like there was a lot of explosions happening around me, and I ended up not taking a ton of damage. And, you know, also in a weird way, I kind of wanted to see what happens if I let the time run out. Because it wasn't until I had 10 minutes, it was probably 15 minutes that you had, but it wasn't until the 10-minute mark, or like the 9-minute mark, I was like, oh shit, there's a timer. That's concerning. But it was nice having that armor. Like, I now know why they stated that it's a good idea to have that armor for the last few missions. Because it makes things, I can't say easier, it makes it less hectic. Because you can just kind of roll through damage and you're okay. And I don't know what actual numerical damage that takes before it goes down, because I don't believe it's your health again, because there's too much or too often there that I was playing and I was like, I would get hit once, it was almost all the way gone. I'm like, that's crazy. But there are also times where I was playing it and if I just had my normal health, where the normal health would drop really quickly. And yes, this is still going. And there's only the button to skip, there's not a button to like fast forward. Because if I could like bump up, not necessarily to double speed, but like 1.5, that would be nice. Because the other thing too, and I think it showed earlier, like this is all third-party studios or companies for whatever specific thing that they did, but you have the whole list of employees. Some of them just list the entirety of the employees that work at the company, which I understand. Like, especially the main staff, because you have the way that I look at credits, and I always had to kind of push for my name in some of them because I was doing system admin work. I provided some stuff to the project in terms of like feedback, and but I mean, you don't get necessarily a name in the credits for feedback given. So there are some companies that don't, if you didn't touch the project or the game, you don't necessarily get in. I think that's silly in certain circumstances. I definitely think if you are a developer or you are a 3D modeler or a programmer, I guess that's developer and programmer is the same thing. Fucking SpeedTree. I worked a little bit with SpeedTree. those people, if you're not on the staff or the team to build it, maybe not. But if you're working in like office or corporate, then you might want to have your name in there. And also, this is kind of what I was waiting for.
Hello, old friend. Remember me? We've still so much to discuss. So much you never revealed. Your masters, for example. The ones who sent the signal that woke you. Knowledge has its rewards, don't you think? Well, let's begin.
You know what I said about not having a Horizon Zero Dawn 2? Yeah, they just made a Horizon Zero Dawn 2 with that ending. Whew. All right. Use the create job function to help find specific resources required for crafting or shop purchases. What? What is that? Huh. Anyway. So yeah, I think at this point, I think I want to check the menu and see, or the map and see what's going on. More than likely, I think I'll just warp to fucking gold trophy. I think I'll just warp to Frozen Wilds and we'll call it a stream there. Because I don't think there's anything more necessarily in this game. I'll do that until I'm finished with that. Okay. Congratulations on defeating Hades and protecting Gaia's dream of an Earth reborn. The state of the world has been restored to just before the looming shadow, prior to the final battle for the Meridian. You keep all loot and experience from your successful playthrough. Additionally, New Game Plus has been unlocked, granting the option to play the game again from the beginning with all the loot and skills you've accumulated throughout this playthrough. A New Game Plus loadout of your current inventory and skills has been created. To play in this mode, simply choose the New Game Plus option in the main menu. You can also create new loadouts via the pause menu in the game. Okay. Oh, yeah, so I guess this didn't even... Did that take? No, I did that, I think. Okay. Outfits still have the armor. That is the looming shadow. Yep. So... What is that? You know what? I'm not too concerned by it. Okay, so that's there. I think at that point then I might as well warp to here, it looks like. Yeah, we'll warp to there. And then we will get a start in on that next week. The hope will be that I finish up the DLC next week as well. If not, we don't. But that's the hope, so that way the following week I can get a start. Wait. No, I should be around here on the 21st. I think I'm leaving for my family's on the 22nd. So that way on the 21st, we can do a Pokemon Crystal randomizer run. And then after that... Fuck if I know. I have Breath of the Wild I have to play. I kind of want to play Yakuza again. Get Yakuza Kiwami 2. I think I've got several games on PC that I want to play through. I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot. So that will be my plan. But anyway, for those of you watching on YouTube, thank you all so much for watching. Sorry about the lengthy video, but it's also gonna be it's blame it on the credits. But yeah, so for those of you who have watched through the entirety on YouTube, thank you all so much for watching. I'm Blurry Phoenix, and game on.